Yeah, yeah. Welcome to Griff's Lonely Doll Lectures. I better put out in the headphones before we get censored. This week, we're going to be talking about the internet. Did you know, if you go onto YouTube, type in Nirvana, that's N, uppercase, revert to lowercase, I for India, R for Romeo, V for Victor, A for Alpha, N for November, A for Alpha. Type that into YouTube, and you get a selection of musical genius. So I gotta keep cutting it out, because if the censors pick up 19 notes on the trot, owned by some cunt, bang, they cut us off. They cut us off, and that's the end of it. Yeah, welcome to the lecture. I'm trying a new technique this week. What I'm doing in real life is listening to music. And just going to use some sort of backdrop. The ideal, there we go. I'm buffering on my head tunes, which is Throw My Plot. There we go, he's back. Hang on, let me pause Kurt a minute. Yeah, the ideal scenario, I'd have the music on in the background. I find it far more easy, or far more easy to lecture with the music in the background, but tried it recently, and censors got hold of it. Once it went to lecture, live lecture, ended up having to cut a chunk of the lecture out. Thus, from a continuity point of view, which I take very, very seriously on the lectures, it was just very destructive. Yeah, I'm struggling to get a lecture together tonight. Well, I may still do, you know. But for the first time in my lecturing career, I started about 5 different times and for about a minute, and just sort of, you know, out loud said, fuck this, fuck that, fuck that. You know, I said it, same thing, loads of times, 5. Because I don't know what it was. And I described it on Facebook as lecturer's block. Now, confided in, I find it difficult talking about this chap, you know, without layering on the plaudits, you know, but comedy genius, you know, those words are used a lot about me, which is fair enough, but they use a lot about all sorts of silly people. But if you're going to use them about me or about Travelog, fair enough, you know, comedy genius, and I confided in him. You know, that sort of lecturer's block, and you know, his advice to me was words to the effect of explore the block, ask the block a question, and immediately it went from can't do this to explore the block. The block is Griff sitting there going, I don't want to play lecturing tonight. Which, well, of course I don't. Who fucking would? Do you know what I mean? Who would? Who in their right mind would? But, you know, except you're not in your right mind. Hang on, I'm going to go back to a little bit of Curtly. Bear with me. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, who in their right mind would lecture? So, who was the resistance from? And I may have touched on this in the past in lectures, but in reality, right? And when you do things like lecturing, it really emphasizes it. And, well, I don't know, before I go into it, maybe this doesn't apply to everybody. I've often wondered, are there sort of two-dimensional, emotional sort of humans going about the place who just go, yeah, well, that's that, yeah, okay, I'll do this, do that, and bang, good night, yeah, do that tomorrow, do this, do that, all right, let me do it. And it's just like ticking over, I don't mean boring, but just ticking over, they're just natural, yeah? Or is everybody really fucking analysing every single thing to the fucking nth degree for no apparent reason, constantly? Apart from when they're engaged in something that gives them a break from doing it. And, is everybody just fucking doing this chaotic thinking? And I do. There we go, buffering on Kurt again, which is probably a bonus. So yes, right. So trying to get back to what I'm trying to say. So when you do lecture, you do realise that through the course of any sort of day, if you become a slave to your mind, which I seem to do a lot, but I'm fighting it because I'm aware of it. You do realise that your mind, or sometimes referred to as your ego, or fucking whatever else fucking terminology you want to label it as, when you are operating on that twisted fucking, not doing yourself any favours, fucking I'm just going to make it up as I go along just to do your head in angle, you're actually operating, as about 15 different fucking people. And you've got to monitor these fucking idiots, and the person doing the monitoring changes. So it's just like having this sort of virtual spaceship in your head with 15 different people stranded on it, all obviously completely incompatible because they wouldn't be vying for the same single skull otherwise. And the one actually sort of supposedly driving the ship, which is going nowhere, it's constantly changing and constantly being observed by a different member of the crew. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take a bit of monitoring. That probably more monitoring than it's worth giving if you're just going to be on it's commonly known as planet Earth, or I like to refer to as planet Swansea. If you're going to be on this unit for a relatively short amount of time, which is obviously relatively short because I'm at least halfway through, and the first half did not take long. It's weird actually, because some of the jobs I've had, you can be there and think, oh my God, I've got 2 hours left, and that 2 hours can just seem like 2 hours of Chinese water torture or whatever other tortures they've invented since. And I've had a lot of those hours, which is a crying fucking shame, in the great scheme of things. And that's why I use things like the lectures as one last sort of SOS into the cosmos to say, look, I'm fucking trying to be myself. Or all 15 different versions. Right, hang on, I got a great song I'm going to put on now. It's called Radiohead. It's not called Radiohead, it's called Creep, but it's by a little known band, I believe from Oxford, called Radiohead, which one of those bands that people would used to say, oh, they're really depressing, and I used to say, and what's wrong with that? But yeah, I'll bang on them. But yeah, investigate the block. What was the block? Why am I lecturing? And that's the thing. I'm raising money through some GoFund thing, apparently, to buy a caravan and go out into Wales with Wolfie Productions or Wolfie Media. All the links and stuff. Hopefully KD Lang, who's coming with me, my one-legged right-hand man. He'll be coming on tour. He's going to go around Wales. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. But we're going to like film stuff, and I got some really great ideas, but then you never know if the other people involved are on the same wavelength, which, is good, because if you were to start, that would probably be quite weird. Quite weird indeed, to be honest with you. So yeah, I suppose my point is finding the wavelength that everybody's on sort of together, which is technically known in this game as the vibe, stroke the zone, the vibe zone. If you could find that, between various sort of creative units, that's when the magic happens. So yeah, you probably see some sort of plea for money. But we're only looking for $1,000. We need like, I'd say realistically about 700 quid to get a caravan, maybe less, I don't know. Don't know why I'm pretending I got any idea what these things cost. And it's just fucking a couple of tanks of petrol money then, basically. And me, KD Lang, my producer, Mr. Wolf, the filming geezer, the cameraman, sort of, director, producer, whatever. The roles will, define themselves. Which basically I'll just run things from Central. Because as I used to say on the call centre, look, I'm the talent. Yeah, I'm the talent. I'd say something that's funny. When you've had your head mashed inside out by a lover, and you get that stage in life where you just think, oh right, fucking hell, that actually is never gonna rescue the situation. And then you got like a 30-odd-year backlog of cheesy fucking tunes you've always associated with, like Falling in Love and Living Happily Ever After and all that. These really poxy tunes, but when you're like into somebody and if they happen to come on at the wrong time, your head's fucking gone. I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever gonna shoot you. Don't be sad, 'cause you're fucking mad. But when you end up with this 30-year backlog, right, of shit fucking tunes, right, which has got no meaning any longer, because you realise, oh shit, that sort of love, which is gonna rescue me, is an absolute crock of shit. And then you turn them songs on yourself, and when you get into this internal relationship with yourself, as a 15-man lecturer would naturally do, you turn these songs on yourself, so they're not about like imaginary fucking rescuing ladies. For example, I'm currently listening to Linger, which, to the untrained psychopath would just be like I thought nothing could go wrong, but I was wrong. And, you always, I think, oh my God, I was with this character, I thought nothing could go wrong, and then it went wrong. And when you think, oh no, it's not about that character, it's about me, I thought, oh, nothing could go wrong, and it went wrong. Oh, what about me? What, so like I'm mentally insane? Is that, what? I'm funny. I amuse you. You know, and then you get into that type of sort of, well, it's like reinvestigating 30 years worth of bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Which, you know, it's a two-man lift, as they'd call it in work. Somebody said to me this week, don't step on the pallets, you get yourself in the shit. And it sounded a bit like that because he was a fucking retard. And then but 2 days later, he was standing on a pallet right next to me, you know. Lost all my respect, you know, that he'd gained with his initial warning. Right up my estimations when he'd warned me about that one. But then when he committed that cardinal sin himself of standing on a pallet, you know, as was explained, you fucker go through, you could break your ankle. Swans can break your arm. Have an apple before you go swimming, you'll drown. And various other loads of bullshit. Yeah, I'm working again now. And one of the beautiful things about working, I've never, I say never, I did once have a job I liked. I'll talk about that one day. But rarely had a job I like, you know, the duties involved, but formed some wonderful relationships with you know, friendships through work colleagues, you know, especially when you have shit jobs, you mentally go through the ringer together and partly like them crabs that keep dragging each other back in a basket, but also, you know, it's nice to keep each other in place. But yeah, you do form amazing relationships in fucking strange workplaces, but you also, which I've experienced a couple of times over the last few weeks in my latest career venture, you meet some absolute fucking pricks who, in the real world, you wouldn't have, you know, if you cross these types of people in shops or whatever, or at a busy junction, probably end up having some sort of row with them. I mean, there's some people could annoy you that quickly. When you work with these fucking retards, you know what I mean, you really find that there are certain types of people that you fucking hate. Yeah, and I met a couple of these people this week. But, you know, I'll pass on the original advice, which was good advice. Don't step on the pallets and get right in the shit. But I'm not going to tell you that and then step on the pallets, because that would make me a cunt. And that's not the plan tonight. Yeah, going back to that point, that excellent point I made earlier. Turning a song on yourself. Judy Zook, Stay With Me Till Dawn. What do you sing? You listen to that song and sing that song to yourself, right? And you play a serious fucking job on yourself, do you know what I mean? This was my rehab song, actually. When I was in rehab, this was on my MP3 player, I think it's called them days. Drove me insane, man. Proper song. You know, you turn it on yourself. It's fucking scared. Need you tonight. Need you tonight. Yeah, I didn't think you could handle any more of it, you know, you guys out there. But I'm telling you, right, look into it, yeah? Find the shittest songs that people sing about other people, turn it on yourself, and, well, you can play some serious fucking tricks. But yeah, anyway, this plot we're going to go around Wales in a caravan. I see it as this beautiful dark comedy. Me and KD Lang, I think, you know, vibes are there already, you know. What I should be recording for lectures is the first half hour I spend in his house, and I get there, be far more interested in the shit I talk, which is where this road trip will come into it. So don't be afraid to tonight, yeah, we're not taking the piss. Do you know what I mean? Wolfie Media's got all the equipment already, bought and paid for, owns it. He's keen to get involved. So we are literally raising money for a caravan, petrol money, and probably a couple of hundred sort of crates of dark fruits for KD, obviously. £9, finest Moroccan. Be an ounce of weed for treats, like when we do good scenes. But yeah, you know, if you're a fucking culty millionaire listening to this, fucking chuck bucks in. If not, chuck what you got. Chuck a quid in that. Do you know what I mean? Fiver, tenner, 20 bob, whatever. If you have a nice win in the coupon. You know, we'll have a record of who's given what, do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. We're not allowed to promise fucking financial rewards for investing, which is why I'm not, but you invest and I'll reward you. You know, he's talking about, oh, do this live on the internet. Fuck this, we're going to rent out a cinema it's going to live to screen. 56 fucking seater. £1,000 a skull to get in. About 480 quid to get out. You know, I'd invest in it. Invest my fucking life in it, you cunts. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, enjoy that. Off with Katie Lang and the Wolf. The caravan. Yeah, we're still trying to find their angle, but I'm up for looking for fucking hillbillies, do you know what I mean? Proper Welsh hillbillies. Indigenous tribes untouched by this fucking modern world of bollocks. Find out how little they know about what's going on. What they do know is going on in their world, and how they go about staying sane with that. You know? Be a tidy little inquiry, I think, personally speaking. Yeah, so this GoFundMe caper. What it is, we're going to do a caper. And people are going to GoFund me. Go fund yourself, Griff. So yeah, I think anybody who listens to the lectures will, on a regular basis, will by this stage realise that, we're dealing with a complete fucking genius here, aren't we? Untapped genius. And if the planets align on the day, if I can have some sort of out-of-body experience and not get in my own way, we could be looking at, a work of complete, unparalleled genius. I know that, you know that. But it's just a case of making it a reality. It's very much a loose idea at the moment. I think Mr. Wolf, who you'll come to know during the lectures now, He's sort of the guy with all the equipment, filmed a few things in the past, got some good ideas going on. Yeah, I just always get a little bit reticent to get involved in anything once it's actually happening. Fund, yes, go get funding. Fund Griff's tour of Wales. You know, save Griff. Save me from myself. We've already got 4% of the funding is in, which is marvellous. 6-packers, £41 out of our target of 1,000. Doesn't sound like a lot, but fuck it is, because, you know, 6 different people have thought, yeah, fuck it. And yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate the faith. And yeah, sorry, it's hard for me to talk and think at the same time, apparently. Not a skill I've... It's a vital skill in this game as well, you know, but I'm just incapable of it at the moment. You know, because on my right I've got 3 carrier bags of rubbish, which I've just been thinking for an hour. Just put them in a black bag and put them outside. There's some dishes over there need doing. I've done the hard bit, you know, I've got them in the sink in the soapy water now. I'll probably be emptying them out of there tonight and refilling it. And yeah, I've got an emotionally barren landscape going on in my head at the moment. You know, not in a particularly negative way, no more than usual. I just feel like I'm a coiled spring, and there's a lot more I've got a lot more coiling up in me, do you know what I mean, before I spring. And I can just feel the coils tightening, and it's like, oh God, these coils are really tight. But, you know, there's still a lot of give, you know, they can really be tightened a lot more. Which is what I'll probably concentrate on doing today, tightening my psychological coils as tight as is humanly possible. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why I'm trying to stress myself out as much as I possibly can in order to tighten to the sort of breaking point, thus breaking, uncoiling the coiled spring. Maybe it's not going to, you know, uncoil until it's coiled. So that's why I need to recoil regularly. Yeah. Swans are safe. I've lost a bit of my love for the swans over the last couple of months. Obviously, you know, it's never going to go away, but I'm a bit angry about a few football-related things. But usually when I get into this coil spring mentality, everything goes out the window. I usually just seem to find everything, and most people in the world, you know, I just, rather than worry about looking at myself, I just concentrate on looking at everybody else and thinking, right, they shouldn't do that, he shouldn't do that, she shouldn't do that, did it. And I just do what the fuck I want. So, technically it's probably bad, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, you know, there were a few lectures about a couple of weeks back. It was about 2 on the trot, which I thought were absolutely wonderful, and they just got their, you know, regular sort of treatment or whatever, and I just, it hit me hard, to be honest with you. I just thought, right, I'm not putting any effort into anything anymore. So yeah, lazy lecture this week. It's just, you know, just touching base, you know, just letting you know I'm still around. I've had lecturer's block, very brave to make any effort this week, so you'll appreciate that. And it's I'm mainly just turning up just to get these donations in, so I can get out of Swansea for a bit and go to Wales. Yeah. Thanks for listening.